All right, guys, so this right here is honestly hilarious. So, as you all know, Alex Jones is like Chief Donald Trump meat rider. All he does is fucking, do tricks on that thing all day long. I mean, he's twerking on that little tiny mushroom dick. It's all like, I'm sorry to give you that sort of mental imagery, but his whole career has now boiled down to, I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader for the regime, right? I mean, we have Palantir is mass spying on absolutely everybody. The tech AI billionaires are saying, we're going to steal all of your jobs. He's launching a new war every fucking week. And Alex Jones is sitting there like, actually, no, I think this stuff is great. I love it when they spy on you, and I love it when they do new wars because I like Donald Trump, so now I'm going to forget everything I said in the past and do that. And it's been just pathetic to watch. And his own audience has revolted against him. And, like, they say he's soft on Israel because he is soft on Israel. He's soft on Peter Thiel. All that stuff, right? And so Nick Fuentes has gone a different path. Nick Fuentes has done the, like, I'm to the right of Trump. I'm the most pure right-winger. And also, they suck so hard that I actually want you to vote Democrat. And they betrayed you. And so these are definitely, they're on different paths. But, Alex would give softball interviews to Nick all the time, like totally papering over the fact that you guys actually disagree on, like, a lot of things now, right? Certainly your disposition to the Trump regime. Alex is just way too pro-Trump regime, and Nick has distanced himself, okay? Well, now, it appears like the war in Iran is a bit of a breaking point for Alex, and perhaps he realizes, like, hey, man, my audience will revolt. I'll have nobody left watching me if I'm still riding for this shit, okay? So Alex Jones has on Nick Fuentes, and there are so many hilarious moments here. Let's listen to their conversation.
I got some horrible news for radio listeners. TV viewers just saw it. Just like I said at the start of the show, Trump has now announced forever war. No, we're not talking about a Hollywood movie with Tom Cruise. We're talking about...
Is it just me or his voice becoming even more Alex Jonesy than it used to be? Like, we've reached peak Alex Jones, like, weird, low, gravelly voice.
He just said 1984, forever war. Reuters. They're printing the article now. What the hell is that, Nick Fuentes? I mean, this is just... It's like Trump is an old barn burning down in lifetime.
Yeah, it's a sight to behold, especially for us. I think that a lot of people got red-pilled after the pandemic. Maybe they don't realize the gravity of this, but this is just like, what else is there even to say? I mean, at this point, this is the same guy that came down the escalator and said, the war in Iraq was a big mistake. We should have never been there. We knew they had no weapons of mass destruction. And now he says, we're fighting a forever war against Iran for regime change. You just have to shake your head. And you wonder how people are still on board. That's honestly the worst part is you go on Twitter and people are still making excuses. They say, oh, it's about China. Well, we'll wait until there's boots on the ground. You go, really? I mean...
By the way, he's not wrong because there's a poll that just came out. I don't know if it was, they asked Republicans or MAGA Republicans, but it was 85% of them support what Trump is doing in Iran now. Why? Because he's doing it, and he's him, and he's special, and they like him. So, like, before the attack, it was like 40 or 50%, maybe a high of 55% of Republican voters said, I would support war with Iran. Now it shot up to 85%, just like the last time, just like the last round of bombs against Iran. So, yes, when I say the Republican Party is a terrorist death cult, I choose those words with purpose. I'm using that for specific reasons. It's accurate. It's accurate, okay? Somebody said the only difference between Trump and Jim Jones is that Trump would charge you for the Kool-Aid that kills you, whereas Jim Jones just gives it to you. I think that's pretty fucking accurate. So now even Fuentes is going, man, these guys are fucking, they're brain dead. They're brain dead, Kool-Aid drinking, death cultist, terrorist fucking morons.
I don't know what people need to see for them to realize that we got tricked, we got betrayed. Now we need to try something else. But yeah, it's shocking to hear these things. He goes, I don't have the yips about boots on the ground. You don't have the yips. We're going to deploy to the Middle East again? Seriously? And then they say, we can go indefinitely. We're going to fight forever. Now, in fairness, I think that when he says that, that is rhetoric. And that
obviously it's just...
Where's your Felford Again award hat? Oh my God. Look, I'm telling you, it's an iron law of reality. If Trump says, I'm going to do this good thing, he's lying, he's not going to do it. But if he says, I'm going to do this bad thing, he is definitely going to do it. And this is one of the bad things. So it's going to happen.
It's antithetical to what he ran on.
Right.
I love how they're having these revelations years after all of us on the left, every liberal and leftist in the country was like, hey man, he's a fucking con man, he's a fraudster, he's a liar, he's a warmonger, he's going to say something and do the opposite, he's going to do more war, it's going to be horrible. All of us were saying it. Now here they are, fucking, what are we, over 10 years into the fucking Donald Trump political experiment, and they're like, did you know he ran on the opposite, bro? Did you know that? Like, so when he said this stuff, he was lying. He wasn't even telling the truth, bro. It was like the opposite of what he did, man. Oh, is it? Oh, thank you. Oh, aren't you some big special boys? You figured it out. You were able to piece it together. That's adorable. Like, and this is why I say, look, anybody who wants to flip sides and come with us, that's great, but get to the back of the motherfucking line, bitch. Because we got people who were right all along. We got people who didn't fall for it again 78 times. Okay? So that's the big thing, is like, okay, you want to join? Phenomenal, join. But let's understand a couple things here. Your analysis skills are just objectively inferior.
Because that's what the Pentagon wants, is a 20-year war like Afghanistan that's just a big moneymaker.
It is antithetical. And here's the thing. Trump can gesture and bluff all he wants, but we are in the war and we're getting drawn in. So the problem with those kinds of things is, the Pentagon is going to take that and run with it. You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Well, yeah, let's be clear. Let's go to break and talk about this. It just blew me away. I mean, the Iranians lost 2 million people. That's World War I numbers in the proxy war with Iraq against Iran backed by us. These people do not fuck around. Yeah, a bunch of high school, college kids are out running around protesting. They're not going to kill people, folks. The Muslims are willing to do it.
Okay. Not done yet, though, because now we got some more.
Can you speak to what you predict happens down this road we're going? And just, there's got to be other ways of leverage. If we can't leverage Trump, who do we put pressure on in Congress to stop this, or is AIPAC too powerful?
By the way, I love how for Alex Jones, like, he'll say something and the answer will be like, well, there's Democrats who will fight. It won't even occur to him. Because, in his mind, like, liberal, leftist, progressive, Democrat is just like evil, bad, wrong, terrible, Satan, etc. And it's like, is there any, I don't know, maybe group of people that might be opposed to this? Yeah, the left flank of the Democrats, you dumb fat bitch. but that won't occur to him because, they're bad.
I think what has been set in motion cannot be stopped at this point. I think that the time to do it would have been in 24, and everybody reassured us that if Trump won, well, we would pressure Trump later. I remember Mike Cernovich said that. He said, well, this is how politics works. You don't know how politics works. I do. He said, you got to get Trump elected, and then we're going to work in the admin, and we're going to fight the personnel and blah, blah. And I know we've had this conversation. This is always my refrain. It's like, we tried that. We did that. We did that in the first term. And by the way, how did the first term end? Trump ripped up the 2018 nuclear deal. In 2019, we're effectively in a war with Iran. In 2020, he kills Qasem Soleimani. We're shooting down drones. They're attacking tankers. You can Google it. There was an article, I believe it was in December 2020. Trump actually ordered the military to attack Iran, or at least was considering it, in the lame duck session. And it was only his generals that discouraged him from doing it. So it's like, this is deja vu all over again. We live this, and we tried all that. The personnel, the voting, the Twitter campaign, the hashtags. And I think that, now Trump is going to do what Trump is going to do. And Trump, who knows why? Blackmail, persuasion, whatever. Those people are around him.
It's ego. You said it now. It's ego.
It's ego, certainly. Whatever it is, that's what we're stuck with. And I think that if you want to really get it to stop, you just got to switch up and play both sides. You got to play both sides and go Democrat. I don't want to do it. I don't like the Democrats. I fully understand what they represent, but what else can you do to the Republicans? All that other stuff is flaccid. Protest, tweet about it. They know if you are going to vote in November that you're really not serious. You're going to go and rah, 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 hold up the sign. But as long as they get your vote in the end, I mean, honestly, what difference does it make for them? There's a little less enthusiasm. They don't care. So I'm really, like I said, I think that we actually have to think beyond this. And we have to think the only way out of it is 28. How do we relight the flame in 28? That's all I care about. And for that to happen, maybe there needs to be a little pain. The current GOP has to suffer a little bit for it to be reborn in 28. But it's not going to be Vance and Rubio that save the day, obviously, based on this.
Saying directly to Alex Jones' face, hey, big guy, it's time to vote Democrat. You might not like that, but you got to do what you got to do. It's the right thing, Alex. It's the right thing, Alex. Don't take it from me. Take it from Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. The Groypers are now the ones who are saying, Alex, hey, Alex, you got to go Democrat. You got to go Democrat. All right, but there's more. Here we go.
And I'm watching it sink by its own doing. And so this is horrifying. And so...
What, he's literally going to nearly cry here. Watch. This is hilarious. He starts, like, weeping.
But I can't sign on to covering up Epstein. I can't sign on to World War III. And so that's why I tried to promote the optimism, because I fucking need this, man. Like,
he's crying. But notice what he's saying here. It's actually important. He's admitting, hey, all that like Trump dick sucking, when I was sucking Trump's penis for the past number of years, like, I was just being optimistic. I was just saying, like, well, he's better than the Democrats and, like, he's not failing us in some ways. But he's admitting that, like, I wasn't telling you guys the truth. I wasn't telling you the truth. In fact, he's literally about to say, from now on, I'm going to be more of a realist. In other words, from now on, what, you'll stop lying and you'll be honest now? Is that, so you're admitting that you were lying before, right? Again, nearly crying as like, oh, Trump. Oh.
And so that's why I tried to promote the optimism, because I fucking need this, man. Like, I want to fix the country. I want to turn it around. So it's not that I was delusional.
You were motherfucking delusional, bitch. You were motherfucking delusional.
And I still hope we can turn it around, but I just... Sorry, go ahead. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. And listen, like I said, I don't think that everybody that supported Trump was being dismissive about these concerns. I get it. You know, we all wanted to believe. I was 18 years old when Trump ran in 2016. And I remember getting in fights with people. This is my whole life too. At 18 years old, I wore the MAGA hat at Boston University, one of the most liberal campuses in the country, and became a pariah on my college campus.
It's sad to see something you fought and bled for die.
Homie, it's been dead for so long. There's a clip of Alex Jones in the first term when Trump bombed Syria, and he's crying even more aggressively than he is here. He's like, oh, why do you have to ruin it? Everything was so good, and then he made it like this, and this is just horrible. He ruined it. So, bro, you admitted this shit yourself. This is a man who's always been a warmonger. Increased drone strikes over 400%, increased the Pentagon every single year. I mean, like, hired every neocon in Washington, D.C., bombed Somalia on top of Syria, kept us in Iraq and Afghanistan, killed Qasem Soleimani, and you're out here like, can you believe he's doing wars? Yeah, motherfucker, I can, and we warned you.
Oh, that's my whole adult life. I know that's a huge part of your life also, and now we're witnessing it's totally unraveling. It's an utter and complete betrayal. It's heartbreaking in many ways.
And when I try to salvage it with people, I get attacked as a liberal, which is when these people doing that can't even find Iran on a fucking map.
Yeah, well, what's called for is for us to be sober-minded about the entire thing, because there's a lot of Trump haters.
I've been a real.
Tell him, Nick, tell him.
The whole time, but was hoping, and now I'm just not even hoping. I'm just going to be a realist.
Yeah, I mean, and really, it's okay to have hope. I mean, we hope for a better future, but we got to be brutally honest about what this administration has become.
Oh, yes. A broken down, sad Alex Jones with Nick Fuentes in front of him saying, Hey, Alex, you got to vote Democrat, man. It's the only thing to do. It's the only way to go. You got to vote Democrat. And then finally, I got to read this for you because it's hilarious. Every day now every day on Nick Fuentes' show, it's like, let me find 17 different new ways to tell you got to vote Democrat. So he said on this last one, quote, maybe if a Democrat were in office, we wouldn't go to war with Iran. Joe Biden kept us out of war with Iran. He also ended the war in Afghanistan, which nobody except fucking me gave him credit for, even though he deserved a tremendous amount of credit for telling the entire military-industrial complex to suck his dick, okay? That was awesome. He nearly eliminated the drone war. That was great, too. It turns out, if you're being honest, you find out very quickly the Democrats are objectively better than Republicans, and it's not particularly close. They have their problems. They have issues. I mean, I've criticized them when need be, like Biden arming and funding a genocide is just one example. But when it comes to the economic realm, when it comes to other elements of foreign policy, when it comes to social policy, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. Like I said the other day, because Fuentes does the both sides shtick too, where he's like, oh, whoever we vote for, we always get the same thing. Not true, bitch. If Al Gore was in office and he won that 2000 election and every election since then was Democrats instead of Republicans, no Iraq war, no Afghanistan war, maybe not even 9/11, fucking subprime mortgage crisis and Great Recession handled much better. No massive tax cuts for the rich. We'd probably have, a universal child care program or something like that. If it was from 2000 on, if every time it was a Democrat who won, it would be like that fucking meme of the futuristic city where everybody's happy and you got the flying cars and all that shit. But no, you guys want to fuck around and elect a dumbass fucking piece of shit, fascist, imperialist, bloodthirsty warmonger who's like, the biggest liar in history, who has the IQ of a dead wombat, and try that out a couple times, and look where we are now. Look where we are now. Fucking World War III is here, but man, they are coping and seething, and it is glorious to see.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.